can feel it. Can you feel it? Come on over. Down to the corner, my sisters and my brothers of every different color. Don't you feel that sunshine? Telling you to hold tight, things will be alright. Try to find a better life. Come on over. Down to the corner, my sisters and my brothers, there for one another. Won't you?
Well, my name is Paul, and I think it's very fitting that my name is Paul, because like Paul the Apostle, I've spent a considerable amount of time persecuting Christians. I've picked on them, I've beat them up, I've done bad things to Bibles. I purposely tried to dissuade them from their faith and argue against it on an intellectual level. And to the credit of my family members, most of the people whom I've said the most awful things to are in my family and probably sitting in the church right now. When I first found God, or God found me, however you want to put it, I didn't necessarily want God. I wasn't necessarily looking for God. I was looking for help. And a friend of mine, a mentor actually, he told me that if he was going to help me out, that there were some things I had to do. And one of the things he told me I had to do was I had to pray. Every single night before I went to bed, I had to get on my knees and pray, whether I believed or not. His idea was you fake it till you make it. And so I did, and it was pretty cool. Like I said, at first I didn't really believe in any of it, but I started to feel things and I started to see things in my life that made me start to believe. And ever since, I mean, I've been with God now for probably 3 years, and it's been absolutely impossible. No matter how stubborn I am, it's been absolutely impossible to avoid Him and His power and His effect in my life. As far as Jesus goes, same scenario. I didn't really want to believe in Him either. The reason I was hesitant to come to Jesus particularly, or represent Jesus particularly, was because I never really wanted to offend God. I never really wanted to pick the wrong teacher. But as a result of things I can't any longer deny and experiences I've had with the people who walk with Jesus, I've learned that it's not only where I belong, but it's who I am. And in a way, it's sort of who I've always been. I'm really grateful to all those people for that. And ultimately, when I started studying Jesus, it was the nature of His teachings that persuaded me the most. Ultimately, the proof is in the pudding, and I like what I've seen so far. So I'm walking to work and I'm like, oh man, they're gonna ask, well, why do you need the third off? And I'm gonna tell them I really, really do, and they're gonna go, but it's a Sunday, why? We're gonna need a why. And I'm like, you're gonna have to tell them. You can't wuss out, you have to tell them, right? And so I tell him, he's like, what, you need a Sunday off? Oh man, so-and-so's gonna be out of town. We really can't give it to you, you know? And he's complaining about it, and then he comes over to me and he says, well, what's it for? And I said, well, I'm gonna get baptized on Sunday. And he's like, you know, shut up. And then my buddy's like, really? Like, for real? Like, you're serious? And I'm like, yeah, absolutely serious. And then for like an hour or two, they were like, oh, praise Jesus, and like, I found Jesus, and all this stuff. It was, you know, like, did you find Jesus inside of you? Or, you know, where was He? Is He at the mall? They made fun of me for a good hour and a half. And, you know, I feel blessed in a way to have had the opportunity to endure that. And for me, part of this is the beginning of me, you know, telling the world that this is who I am now. And, you know, first before y'all, who I assume will be, you know, very gracious about it, and next in front of people that won't be very gracious about it. A wiser man than myself once said, if you want what we have, then do what we do. And it was kind of by accident that I found myself at the East Avenue Community Church. I came to make pancakes on Easter, and I was there about 9 o'clock, and my older brother, who plays in the band, came out and said, hey, change your plans, buddy. You're gonna play guitar in the band. And I was pretty skeptical about that. I didn't really want to do it, but, you know, I was there, and he needed help, so I wanted to help him out. And when I got there, I really saw that people there had what I wanted. And I'm a drug addict, and I'm an alcoholic, and I am what people refer to as a heavy smoker. You know, those things were really starting to ruin my life, and I really wasn't getting anywhere. And my friends come back from the Army with honorable discharges, and are having children and graduating colleges and doing things with their life, and here I was, you know, making pancakes and, you know, playing guitar in a band on the weekends. And I didn't have, you know, there wasn't anything I had that anybody wanted, but you know, these people had what I wanted ultimately, which was just some sense of peace and happiness. So the band got me going, so I started coming back and going and hanging out and playing in the band every week. And it was pretty much just by coincidence that at the lowest point in my life, that was one of the few things I had that was any good. And since I've given my life over to God and done my best to walk the way, I found that I no longer have to smoke cigarettes, I don't have to drink, and I don't have to do drugs of any sort. And I like waking up not being hungover. And I like waking up and not asking myself, where am I going to get the things I need or the things I want, you know? And I guess my purpose in wanting to be baptized, particularly at this church, is to sort of have a ritual, sort of symbolic entrance into the family, you know, before God and before Christ, before everyone, sort of seal my commitment to the family and my membership in it, and also to sort of bury my past. I don't want to forget about my past, but I definitely seek to live a new life.